Hey guys, welcome to Intoxicated Logic Talks. I'm your host, Socher, and joining me, as always, is Pops. But not only Pops is joining me, we got none other than Micheal Outlaw joining us today. What's going on?
Hey man, what's going on? Happy to be here.
Hey, let's fucking rock on. Pops, what's going on?
Ain't much. I wanted to say something and you cut me right off. You're a fucking asshole, dude. Jesus Christ.
Well, you're on air now.
You are really close to me right now. So.
Hey, you're on air now, so go ahead and say what you got to say.
Well, I had something to say, but you cut me off, so I ain't even going to say it now. It's irrelevant. I was going to introduce my buddy over there, Micheal Outlaw, but
we go way back, Brian.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But anyway, yeah, we have Micheal Outlaw, and he has brought us some drums today.
I did bring a few drums.
To show off some drums.
Yes.
We have actually talked him into sponsoring our show, semi-sponsoring. He's going to supply the drums, some real drums for our big show coming up soon.
Drums.
Yeah. You got anything to say about the show?
The show? I mean, of course. Come to the show. I mean, it's. Look, you guys want to come out, have a good time, see a bunch of different bands, and learn about the band, maybe how the bands came about, how they write their songs, or if you're interested in like even coming up with your own music, you can actually learn from people who've already done it. Mm-hmm. So it'll be a great opportunity for that, and not only that, I mean. You're going to get to hear what a Micheal Outlaw drum sounds like. I mean, they are superb, to say the least.
Yeah, they are. And also, so we plan on having several bands at this show. So, and we haven't even picked any bands yet.
No, but we need to get on top of that.
Yeah, we need to get up with that. We're still looking for the exact venue that we want to use yet. And, but we have some major players in place already.
Yeah.
You know? So it's going to be a good show. We hope to put it out sometime in August.
Yeah, end of August, beginning of September.
Yeah,
hopefully.
somewhere around then. We're going to bring some back. I guarantee there's going to be some of our past guests are going to be stars of that show. So, I'm not going to start calling out names yet, but I think they will be. Ben actually came up with some crazy ideas about, intoxicated logic or something. We'll have to see if that can work out. The band Intoxicated Logic, by the way.
Oh. Thank you for refreshing my mind.
Yeah.
But hold on. No, that would be the most epic thing. Is to see something, because when I got home, I was like, man, I think that band should be a thing again.
Yeah,
but I know it's not going to be.
No.
But to actually get to see this one song played for the first time, and probably the only time.
Well,
it'd be great.
Yeah, it would be fun.
But anyways,
Mike and Bill could be our first guests on that show.
Anyways, let's
if they do it. If they do it, they could be the first guests.
Sure.
Wouldn't that be cool?
The other guy?
Don't you think? Mike?
Yeah,
that guy?
That guy?
Okay. That's enough about that.
All right.
So my buddy over here, Micheal Outlaw. Micheal Outlaw. Hold on. Let me try that again.
Well, you want me to say it, would you? Micheal
Outlaw.
That feels weird.
It's still there.
You feel weird. You're making him weird out.
I feel weird now.
Anyway,
that's
I don't have the efficiency of hitting the camera, so
that's what he wanted, the camera touch.
Oh, you want to?
Oh my goodness!
I have no clue what's going on.
There it is. Yep.
Anyway, Micheal Outlaw over there made Modern Drum Magazine.
Yes, I'm gonna tell you, man, that was really crazy thing, because it's a drum kit that we made for my good friend AJ Newton the Rusty Ship band, which is they're really cool guys too. That they might need to be on your podcast too. Anyway, we'll talk more about that. But his drum kit we built like in I think it's around the 2020 something like that, and yeah, I didn't even realize it got put on there. I think it was 2019, but I don't think it. And then somebody just messaged me and said, "Hey, you know your drum kit's on Modern Drummer magazine," and I was just like, "What?" And yeah, so it was very, very cool, and it's just a huge shout out. And AJ, he's just a super good guy, man, and he just loves doing playing the drums, and he's just real passionate about his band and his music, and it's kind of like a nautical rock band kind of thing. But yeah, we built his drum kit to fit that style of music out of old reclaimed cypress boards that come out of the Okefenokee Swamp back before. This is got from the Okefenokee Swamp when you could get wood from the Okefenokee Swamp.
Yeah,
so it's been
so that kit was built out of cypress.
Out of that cypress wood.
Really?
That was some of those planks that we used was over, over 36 inches wide.
Wow.
Yeah, they were super big logs, and a lot of times they get settled down, and them sinker logs, man. There's some nice wood for sure.
So I work with a lot of cypress, and the pecky is hard not to come across, and you can't use that pecky on a drum, can you?
You can. I did build a drum set out of pecky, but I was very careful not to put it on around the edges because it has a lot of natural vents,
right,
all the way through. Right. But it's one of those wood that is just it's very soft, and it just has it's a hard wood to make a drum with.
To me, I'm proud to know you, bud.
Oh,
you're one of the best drum builders, out there. I mean, and the most imaginative, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm extremely impressed. Like to me, you go to a music store and you see like a Pearl set or one of the other brands up there, and they're the most basic one color drum. And then I come to see your drums, and they got all kinds of designs in them and different flavors, different types of wood, different everything.
So the sound is great on them.
The sound, and every one of them has a different sound, and they all just come out sounding just beautiful. So
I appreciate it, man. I put everything into it. I do.
Yeah, exactly. And ain't no two drums alike.
Yeah, that's true.
No two drums are alike, So, I mean, of course they're all going to sound good, but they're unique in their own way, you know, and which is the most fantastic thing, And so you've been doing this new Welsh tuning thing with these drums.
Yep, we have, man. This has been so much fun, these Welsh tuning drum, and it's just a different way to look at a snare drum, because a lot of times drummers are so set in their ways, man. Once they find something they like, that's it. And a lot of drummers already have found a sound that they like. Some of them hadn't. We're getting new customers and stuff, but like something like this where you have one knob that literally turns.
Right. Turn that.
And it's just
can you turn that drum around so people can see it? So that knob right there is just, it tunes it up, tunes it down. That drum actually tunes right there with that switch of that knob right there.
I mean,
which is incredible.
Super tight.
You got videos of people playing with them too, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So if you guys we'll put a link in the description so you could go see, actually how they sound and how people are using them, because I mean, to me, I watched some of the videos and they're amazing.
I appreciate it. Because you can get dynamic real fast. So if you're playing, you want to get real low, you're low. Yeah. And if you want to go high again, and you don't have to swap your drum out.
Yeah, it's a fast, quick thing to do, and it's very accurate.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. It pulls the tension down. And it sounds really good when you hit it in the center every time.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. You do have to kind of mess around with your snare wires when you go from loose to super tight. Sometimes you gotta adjust your sensitivity again on your wires. But any drummer knows how to do that anyhow.
Yeah.
So you just do that and you follow up with that. Man, you can dial it. It just takes a second to dial it back in, but it's close. Segmented style construction where the grains go in horizontal instead of vertical. And we went in there and we etched the side. This is completely etched here. This one over here has actually got wine corks inside of it. Like inside of it has.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what that was. So.
Yeah, it just kind of helps with the tone, muffle it down.
Yeah.
You know, how hard is it to hear the difference between one that ain't and one that does? I'm gonna tell you, that drum out there sounds completely unique and different than a lot of the other ones I'm doing. So
yeah. So once again, if you want to hear what they sound like, we'll go over to his page and
yeah.
Also, too, these are just snare drums he's showing. He can actually do a whole drum set in this manner.
Oh, yeah. We're doing one right now out of solid Purple Heart. Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, the Purple Heart.
The Purple Heart, yeah.
It is going to be really cool. It's torched. It's etched. Some of it's smooth. Some of it's kind of some of it has like this pattern here, but it goes into smooth, too.
It's very unique, too, because I was watching a video on how you do that and, like, the time that it goes into actually doing that. I mean...
Yeah, it took a minute.
There's a lot of, like, attention paid to building the drum and, you know, creating that style.
Yeah.
So...
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's super fun to do, and you just got to watch some edges. That's the key with doing them, etching these drums, hitting them. You got to watch some edges. It's a technique with it, but yeah, that's.
Well, it seems like you perfected it. So.
Speaking of perfecting, man, look, y'all are doing some amazing stuff on this podcast right here. Oh my gosh.
Well, thank you.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it.
How long y'all been doing it for? I know over a year.
Well, you're episode 51.
Episode 51.
So, I mean, we have done a couple bonus episodes and stuff, but the next episode will be official.
Oh, my gosh.
After your episode.
Yeah. Nice. So, what can everybody, like somebody that just watched this episode today, like what was the previous episodes mainly about?
I mean, we've changed script multiple times.
Oh, yeah. We started off, you know, just me and him get plastered drunk. I mean, we would really get drunk.
We would drink 1 to 2 before we even set foot in the room.
And we started.
And that's when that's what, like, y'all should call intoxicated logic. Is that when it came up?
Well, it became up because of the band he talked about, and we were listening to one of their songs one night, and it dawned on me that should be the name. Yeah. I mean, so we got permission to use it.
So Mike and Bill, I mentioned them earlier. That guy and Bill, they were me and them were in Intoxicated Logic, and that's where the name came from. Those guys. But of course we added talks to it. Yeah. In case we do make it multi-rich one day. And
so it originated from a band.
They want to come in and try to take some of our money.
I thought y'all said something about that earlier, and I was trying to remember.
No, that name, it was a band name and stuff. But
who was the singer?
Michael Burrows.
Okay.
That guy.
That guy. The same guy. Okay.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he earned that nickname.
That guy.
And he actually watches every single episode. Well, he doesn't watch them. He listens to them on Spotify when he works out and stuff. So he'll hear all this talk.
Very cool.
But, so that's how it came about. And, I mean, it's advanced. So if you watch from the beginning episodes to what we had to what we have now, it's completely different. I mean, I've had to learn how to do the sound. We've had some episodes where sound ain't right. Some sound where videos aren't right.
I hate that, man. You do an episode and it's just like, oh my gosh. I did an episode the other day outside and it's like, the wind's blowing. That's the worst thing in the West. Like, oh my God, listen to this thing. It sounds like. And then the episode before that, I just been having audio issues.
So
like, it went from all that.
So we went from we tried to review products. That sucked. And then we'd pick a big band and review that. It was okay. But the big thing for us is we've had artists in. You know, we've had Bodine and Poachers. We brought the whole band in here.
Gosh. All of them?
All of them. And it was epic. They just came in from a show.
Yeah.
They were coming from a show and drove their bus up to our house.
Yeah, they drove the bus. We got the opening of the episode. I have the bus, the bus they had then on the show.
Yeah, the Poach Coach.
Oh man!
And so that episode was kind of good. It was really good. And then we started having other bands in, and that seemed to be our biggest thing. You know, our funnest episodes. You know, we've had Jason Lodge, we had Chris Lodge, we've had The
Of course,
that guy,
that guy, and Bill.
You know, we've had a few artists on here.
We've had Matt Williams and
Brad
Gill.
Yeah.
But we've
had didn't we have 95 on here once?
Yeah, we did have an episode with 95.
Well, those guys sound amazing too, man.
Yeah.
Those guys really sound good.
Yeah.
They play a lot of 90s rock.
Yeah. And we got some other guys planning on coming on. Riley Anderson, you said you was coming.
Yeah, we got the Page Brothers are going to come on.
Page Brothers going to be on here soon.
Nice.
So.
The Page Brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we also had Chris
Oberman. Oh, my God. That was so much fun.
He is part of the Poachers.
Yeah.
But we've had him on by himself, and it was just a blast.
Boar.
The Wild Boar.
So, by the way, we have to talk about UFOs soon.
Yeah, we do.
My cousin is wanting us to do a UFO episode.
Hey, I got one of my husband-in-law.
Yeah.
He seen a UFO before.
Oh, Lord.
I think I might have too, but I don't know. It might have been high, or it might have been drugs.
Was it when you lived in Colorado?
No, it was actually when I was a kid. I was a little kid. I probably wasn't high, really.
No.
But I don't know what the hell that shit was. I'm going to talk about it, though, one day. That's an episode. It's a whole episode.
That's a whole episode?
Yeah, we're going to bring up all kind of pictures and talk.
That would be crazy. I'm telling you, there's weird stuff going on, man. There is.
Oh,
I mean, that's not too hard out of the realm of, like, that couldn't happen. Because just the fact that we're being here and able to breathe and able to witness and consciousness alone and how we came from, it's like,
mud and dirt and water.
Come on. That right there is an amazing thing. I think about that so much. I do, like, life is happening everywhere.
Yeah. So we'll talk about it. Let's talk about it a little bit since we're on it.
Oh, Lord.
I have different opinions in my own self. I think that maybe we could have had aliens here at one time, long time ago.
I think they're still here.
But also too, you know, you think about the pyramids and the way they were built and everything. I also think that there could have been a civilization on Earth before the current civilization, and they could have been more advanced than we are.
Yeah.
Their ideas of technology could have went in a totally different direction, because you think about how the pyramids and everything was built and the stones were cut and everything like that. A past, civilization could have built that stuff. And them rock structures would last for tens of thousands of years.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
pyramids are still about.
And, exactly. But the one thing that doesn't last is, plastics and metals and wood. It all rots and turns back to earth, Mm-hmm. Everything you're looking at in 200 years will be gone.
Yeah.
It'll be completely gone. Everything here will be completely gone. There'll be something else. Maybe it'll be recycled into something else, or So that it's my opinion that there might be two scenarios, but we're gonna save that for a future episode. What do you think?
Hey, I love recycling. I do.
Yeah, recycling. Hey, that's what I mostly do. We recycle.
Because I was like, this table could be a nice throne.
This table is actually
you made that
recycled.
table too, didn't you?
Yes, this is an actual recycled wood table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's made out of
recycled wood.
Wood that came from a house or something.
Yeah.
Who knows where it came from, but it is recycled.
Yeah.
All of it, and then turned into something that is of use again.
So we have this bottle over there. Can we pour each other a small shot?
I gotcha.
I want to drink to Outlaw Drums. Outlaw Drums, people. If you're a drummer, you need to check them out. Even if you're not a drummer, you have to appreciate the workmanship in those drums.
A woodworker should appreciate all this.
And check out Welsh tunings.
Yep.
They got their own little thing going, but Michael has partnered with them.
Yeah, we do the custom snares out of it. So we can build our shells on their hardware. Is super good stuff, man. Super good
so
stuff.
did you have to change?
Sam's he's a blacksmith. He's a master blacksmith, man. He designed a lot of this stuff here that went into this. It is like literally that pulley right there could pull my truck out of the mud.
Really?
That pulley was that strong.
Wow.
And that cable right there Look, I'm telling you,
it looks like it's. See, and the thing about it is that hardware looks stout. It doesn't look like cheap.
I don't know.
Stuff.
There's nothing cheap looking on that drum.
It looks
anywhere.
No, it all looks like high grade, stuff. So, and that's the thing when you buy a Micheal Outlaw drum, you're getting high grade stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Each one of these are the Maverick series. They're about $800, but that's actually on sale, believe it or not, because normally something like this would be about 12 or 14.
Yeah.
But about $800 for one of these Maverick series.
And yeah.
So you guys, what's your website?
outlawdrums.com.
outlawdrums.com. If you guys want to check these out, or any other product that this man has, he makes several different things. He makes beaters for your kick drum, out of heart pine.
Yep.
Come on. What would you want to do? How could you not beat a drum better with some heart pine?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. But, check him out. And we're going to drink to Outlaw Drums.
Oh, God, I appreciate y'all so much.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Ready?
That's good stuff.
Ooh,
that is
Tennessee.
good.
It's apple.
Ooh.
The green apple.
That is good.
It's actually really good. Holy crap. I did not.
I'm going to wash it down with some alcohol.
I'm going to take an alcoholic drink and wash it down with more alcohol.
Yeah. That's what we do here on Intoxicated Logic Talks.
Yeah,
but, anyways.
So, talk about recycled, man. I wish I could recycle some of the vehicles I have owned over the years.
Man.
Roll, man.
I don't know about you, Michael, but I've had some serious amount of vehicles. Like, our very first one was a Dodge Ram Charger, 1979 model.
Mm.
And it had 305 or 350 in it.
No, it had a 318.
318.
Yeah.
318 in it.
Ooh.
And let me tell you, I mean, I drove it to school every day. I don't think I get trouble now.
Yeah.
But I drove it to school when I was 15 every day. And I had a learner's permit. but
you were only driving it 2 blocks.
I was driving it 2 blocks with learner's permit. And then my high school messed up. They gave me the decal for it to be in the parking lot. They didn't ask me if I had a license.
You were in.
I was in. I got that decal, stuck it in there. I was good to go.
Yeah.
But, I remember getting out of that thing. He taught me the trick because he had one where you stuck the pencil in the window to keep it up.
Mm.
And then it was the first keyless vehicle I had because you didn't need a key to turn the ignition. you just jumped in it and turned. You couldn't lock it up and you didn't need a key. So it was
that truck was a beast, boy.
Yeah, I was going down the highway one day in it, and the drive shaft fell out of it while I was driving down the highway. So I pulled over to the side, jumped out, grabbed the drive shaft, threw it in the back, threw it in 4-wheel drive, and front-wheel drived all the way through the desert back home. I mean, that thing was a beast, and I loved it.
Wow.
That was just the first vehicle I owned.
Go ahead. Yeah. So he got it home one day, and he's like, this thing won't run. It won't run. It won't run. And we started messing around with it. I mean, we poor maintenance that thing. That thing did not have no maintenance. Kept on running. No. So I kept messing with it, and so I'd say, try to start it. So finally I said, maybe it's the carburetor. I pulled the breather off, and I messed around with it, and, a couple of little things. I just tapped on the carburetor. All right, try it. And started right up. It ran great. I'm like, all right. So I said, all right, shut it off. And I put the breather back on. And I said, all right, let's see how she goes. and wouldn't start.
That damn breather.
Oh my gosh.
And I said, wait a minute. I pulled the breather back off. And I said, go ahead, try to start it. Started right up, ran great. Breather was so stopped up, it was getting nowhere. Hey, you want to talk about a dirty breather? Be sure to change your air filter.
Yeah. I mean, that was just the first vehicle. What's one you had that was fun? Our first.
All right, my very first vehicle was a 1972 Pinto I bought for $75 from my dad's shop. It had the driver's door completely caved in, and this is where I learned the pencil trick because it had no window.
The pencil trick.
All right.
All right. Oh, you gotta push the window up, stick the pencil in to keep the window up.
So
Gotcha.
I actually
Gotcha.
Number 2 pencil, guys.
I had cut me a piece of plexiglass, and I keep it up with pencils. And the driver door wouldn't open. So when I was ready to run out there to my little Pinto and drive it, I popped that pencil and I just jump in through the window and I was gone, Now, you're in high school. I'm in high school with this 72 Pinto with the door caved in. And the girls weren't that attracted to my car. But God damn it. I had a motherfucking car, and I was driving back and forth to school and wherever the hell I wanted to go in that little Pinto. It wasn't a good-looking car, but it was a car.
Yeah, it was a car.
And I've had several. If I could just tell you everything I've had, and I wish I had back.
Yeah.
One time I had a 63 Chevy, I'm trying to think what it was. A Bel Air or something. No, it was a Chevy Impala.
Impala? Oh, yeah.
4-door. But it was totally mint. I mean, there was nothing. Even the gas cap was an original gas cap. Could you imagine if I had that car right now?
It'd be, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know, man.
I mean, and the only reason I was like, God, I don't want this car no more was because the motor started to smoke. I could have had that motor rebuilt, and it would have been fine, But, things like that is the things that you get rid of, and you're like, why did I get rid of that thing?
Yeah.
Remember that Chevy truck I had right after you had that?
Mm-hmm.
I should have kept that thing.
I know. And it's like you get the thing, it's like, well, I got 2 vehicles. Why do I need this other one? It's just sitting and I'm just paying insurance on something I ain't driving. I'm like, come on, get rid of it.
Well,
Then you're kicking yourself in the butt the whole time. I'm like, what's going on, man? That's
what
crazy.
we need is what we have now.
What?
Lots of property somewhere where we could just park that old vehicle out here and go out there and start it up once in a while and look at it,
Yeah.
Instead of just, my driveway can only fit 2 cars. The third one's not going to work no more. Got to get rid of it,
Michael, have you have any vehicles that you just...
Oh my gosh, yes. What's that year that they had the Mustangs? Had the Pony Mustang, and then the next year they went to the new body style.
Oh, the little Fox.
You had the Fox body?
Not the Fox. It was the next one up, the new body. It was the 90. Was it
Oh,
96?
okay, yeah.
The 96. I had I think it was a 96 Mustang, or maybe 94. 94.
It was 94 to 2000.
It was the first year of the new body type of that year. I think it was a 94 Mustang 5-speed.
Yeah, it was a
GT.
94.
I put an E-cam in that sucker. That thing had a thump, and I'd be like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, you had a 4.6 in it.
I had the
original 4.6,
the V8.
Yeah, it was a 4.6 because my Mustang has, because I have the first year of that model, which is 2005. So yours went from 94 to 2004.
Yep.
2005, they went to the 197 body style.
Man, I miss a 5-speed. People don't even know what a 5-speed is right now.
No, that's a 5-speed out there
right now. If they had to drive 5 speeds right now, oh my gosh, because everybody's texting and driving and doing that other stuff. So you can't do that and do that too. You'd be a lot more accidents.
Well, once you're on, I'm not gonna admit to anything here, so I plead the fifth.
And then I had an 1882 custom deluxe Chevrolet truck with long wheel body. It was and we called it the Joyce Road Edition because back then
box body.
Yeah, back then the road to the shop would be a mess. I'm talking about it was like boom, 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 boom. I mean, it was bad. Like right now it's paved, but and I had a clothesline hanging up the muffler, and I painted the name on the back of the truck, and I called it the Joyce Road Edition. And that was the truck that was just ready for some bumps and ready for somebody to mess up, and cause it would do some stuff.
Yeah.
My manager's taking a nap over there. But
I've been driving the Silverado Chevrolet truck right now, 2001 since 2001. Still driving. It's in the yard right now.
Yeah, it's
2001. That sucker. Look, that's a good year model, and it's just like I know it well.
Yeah.
I
know the ins and outs,
and it's just like I know how to fix something wrong. I know exactly how to do it.
Yeah, something happens. Yeah, that's my problem. I wear my recent vehicles I've had. I wear them completely out. Had a '98 Expedition, 300,000 miles. I rode
that one you should bring to the shop.
The green one,
no,
the red one.
I got a red one now.
He's driving.
I got 90.
You still driving
the new one is a '99. I went up a year.
You upgraded.
I'll tell you that.
Upgraded.
When I had the Ram Charger, we had the '98 Expedition, and this is back in 2015. Yeah. So, and that vehicle stopped in like
4 years ago, probably.
Yeah, it's been about 4 years since that vehicle's.
I wore that thing completely.
But
I'm talking about, I drove that thing from Arizona back to Georgia or Florida like 3 times. And then the last time I pulled a U-Haul trailer all the way back.
Yeah,
that thing.
Yeah, doing 80 miles an hour. Man, talk about traveling across country. And I'm still technically a new driver. And this man doing 80 miles an hour with the trailer. And I'm in an F-150 that barely did 70.
Yeah.
So trying to, I've never traveled. I didn't have a map or anything. This is before cell phones were even really a big thing. Because, they were a thing, but...
We had to use a thing called payphone.
Yeah. Like, he had the GPS. He had the Garmin. The Garmin was a great thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, doing that. That F-150 wouldn't do nothing. But, yeah.
I love the F-150, though. They're good trucks.
I have one now.
Yeah, they're good trucks.
But
I used to have one. I did have one for a season.
Yeah.
But I went back to my old roots, man. I just love my old truck. Like, I was in the Walmart parking lot the other day. Somebody opened up their car and hit the side of my truck. It didn't even bother me. I was just like, I'm not even mad. It was like... I'm
glad I didn't hit your car with my truck.
Wouldn't that make you mad though if you had like a brand new?
Yeah. But
now I got like 5. It's right next to another scratch.
Honestly, I have 2013 F-150. It's got so many bumps and bruises on it. It's a truck.
Honestly, I have a 2022 car, and I notice every freaking scratch on it, and I'm like,
it makes you mad.
And it just makes me so mad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where'd that come from?
Yep.
Yeah, then that's when you get the new vehicle and you start parking in the back of the parking lot so no one can touch it. You're like, I'm walking every day. I don't care.
So I have to apologize to my son though. His second vehicle that he got was his love. He would love to have it back now.
Yeah.
My second. We're talking about coming back from Arizona. He tried to drive it.
Yeah, so
he tried.
Coming back from Arizona, I originally was driving my probably still to this day favorite car I've ever had. It was a 1988 Toyota Supra. And as in high school, I poured my heart and soul into it. I paid to have the motor rebuilt and stuff. I put, as that young, put new tires on it. I fixed the sunroof. The sunroof didn't work when I bought it. Fixed it. Bought a new radiator. Come to find out, when I had the engine rebuilt at this shop, they didn't replace the water pump at all. Like they got the heads finished and put it all back together, got it running good. Never replaced the water pump, and the water pump I think seized or whatever, and it ran hot, and we had to leave it on the side of the road. Tear. There's a tear dropping on that one.
You had to leave it on the side of the road?
Leave it on the side of the road because we were going from Arizona to Georgia. And we had 3 vehicles, so...
We were on a mission. We had to get there from where we left.
We had limited supply of money, and we had to get where we were going so that we...
We were poor back then.
Yeah.
There was no...
there was none of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
there's different levels. There's different levels of poor for sure.
Yeah.
yeah,
Poor, and poor.
yeah. We had 3 vehicles, so it doesn't seem like you're poor. But I mean, I paid $425 for that car. You know, that's
his Taco Bell money.
out of my Taco Bell money.
Yeah, that was.
And then the F-150 wasn't that much.
No.
It was probably a couple grand or something.
Yeah.
And then we had that Expedition that we already had for 10 years at that point.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, you know.
But I gave him that F-150 though.
Yeah, you did. And then we traded it in for a Saturn. And I had a 2001 Saturn that I crashed. So, yeah.
You can only help somebody so much.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can only help them so much.
No, like,
Sorry.
yeah, it was a wet day, and it was a traffic jam, like a lot of traffic downtown Albany, and it was just a wet day, and I wasn't, completely, like, I don't know. There was a truck.
Sober?
I was sober. I was actually coming from school, college. I was going to college at the time, but like, I had a truck in front of me and moved out of the way, and shit happens.
Yeah, I feel you.
But then I bought me a Dodge Stratus that I kept for a couple months.
So are you a pretty good driver? Like 1 to 10, what kind of driver are you? Like as far as like 10 being perfect, never had an accident or a speeding ticket.
Oh my God! Then I'm at like probably a 5.
You're like a 5
because
Do you like driving?
I love driving.
I hate driving. Driving.
So my problem is
driving.
I still had, like, when I was young, I had the speed demon in me. Like,
You was ready to go.
Yeah, especially driving a Supra. It probably wasn't a car I should have had. Before I was the age 18, I had to go to an offensive driving school because I had 8 tickets before the age 18. So if you want to, I was wild when it came to driving. And, I mean, I've calmed down today, but, I mean, I still like to get places.
Yeah.
So.
I feel you. Yeah. I feel you.
So, if you guys asked me that question, I would say I was a 10.
You're the 10?
Yeah.
You're a perfect driver? Like you drive like this or like this?
Oh, no, I'm casual
Or you're
driver.
like this?
I'm a casual driver.
Like this?
I'm Joe Cool riding down the road, but I have
Joe
no
Cool.
problems.
I'm telling you, like they say that speed limit 55. I try to go to the speed limit. I do because my headlights ain't very good in deer. Like I'm watching when I'm driving, I'm watching these deer, man. Cause we live back when.
Oh no, you live in Deer Alley.
So they are like everywhere out there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
My F-150, I got LEDs on.
And if I'm hauling tail, man, I'm just like, But my truck right there, I'm ready to hit one. I am.
Oh yeah.
Because I got that old truck. Those metals and those time trucks are tougher too, man.
Oh yeah.
Like, they'll take a dent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And even the ones before that one is way tougher than the ones I got.
I'm
now,
more
too.
cautious down them roads when I'm driving my new car.
Mm.
But if I'm in my old Expedition, I don't care.
Yeah, it's
That
a
deer
freedom,
gonna
isn't it?
die.
It's a freedom to be able
Deer
to just
gonna
ram
die.
into stuff. And
But I don't do the speed limit. I do.
you go over.
I
You're a
do.
speeder.
No, I do the legal limit.
The legal limit.
It's
Yeah.
5 miles over.
I do
But it's
7.
still speeding though.
I
isn't it?
usually 7 or 8 miles over the
It's
speed
speeding,
limit
isn't it?
everywhere I go.
Yeah.
I mean, the cops.
In a
speed.
35, I'll be doing like 42.
Yeah. It always
40s.
freaks me out. People want to go somewhere so fast. I'm like,
Yeah.
slow down. Shannon be just driving like crazy. Like, I mean, I almost feel like sometimes we're drifting around the curve, like, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I would
a
never.
deer can run out any second right now, and we don't even have a clue what's going on.
Yeah.
Now, like, so it's funny because you get on these roads that, like the main roads, and it says 55, but a cop will pass you at 70, going 70 on that same road. So
Yeah.
you figure, well, I'm just gonna match his speed because I mean, if he's doing that.
Normally, I go about 65 or 70
Yeah, but like
on a 55.
But
I do break the law a little bit sometimes.
Some of
I
those
try not
roads,
to though.
but some of those roads I think should change.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it's the time of day has a big time to do
Yeah.
it too.
Oh.
Like if it's like around about 5 or 6 o'clock and it's fixing to get dark, or 6 or 7, something like that. I think it should be a little slow, but
yeah.
Well,
Hey, I mean, honestly,
You also got to know the seasons too, because there's
these
a
farmers' trucks.
there's-
Peanuts when peanut season is everywhere.
Oh yeah.
It ain't nothing for a peanut truck to ride out in front of you and go 10 miles an hour.
yeah, that is true.
Well, when
around here.
in the right before hunting season, when deer start going crazy, it's kind of like breeding season, and the bucks are going crazy and chasing the does and everything. That's when the deer are crazy. You got to really watch then, which is right before hunting season starts.
Yeah.
And in the spring there's a little bit of that going on. So, but like I said, your road is Deer Alley.
Deer Alley.
I mean,
we hit deer every year. I try not to too much, but my wife hits probably a deer about once a year out there on that road.
That's crazy.
I mean, I've had definitely close calls.
She hit one last year.
So, do you have a bush guard on your truck? On her truck?
I don't.
You should.
I should.
Yeah.
Oh, she needs to get one of the bad boys.
Yeah.
Boom. Bump them jokers out of the way.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of any other good cars I've had. I mean,
there's so many of them. We could go on and on and on about this topic.
Yeah.
But
I've had a '66 Chevrolet truck. I've had, if I could have some of those cars back right now, I could retire right now.
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you though, man. Having more vehicles, I feel like, kind of weigh you down. Like,
Yeah.
if I know that I have a new vehicle over there, and I know I got to drive it, and I know I got to maintain it, and like it pulls me. It takes energy to have to worry about something, don't it?
Yeah, no.
I mean, here lately, man, I've been cutting stuff out. I've been selling stuff that I ain't been using, that I've been like holding on for 10, 15 years. Being like, nope, I'm gonna ride that bike one more day. I'm gonna do a tail tap on something one of these days. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna be Dave Mayer again. I'm not gonna be Matt Hoffman. Let's get rid of it.
Yep. No, I'm in the same boat. I'm in let's get rid of it mode.
But I'll hang on to it. So what are you trying to get? What are you thinking about getting rid of?
I'm getting rid of that Mustang.
You getting rid of it?
Yep.
Well, here's the thing too. You got insurance with it. You gotta just like make sure nobody don't take it, and you gotta make sure. It's just a lot of.
Yes, to get rid of it to make room for more.
I think you need two vehicles. I think you need one vehicle to be able to just like ram stuff, and then another one to be like, okay, let's get something nice to go to town in.
Yeah, so the plan is to get rid of it and eventually, not immediately, but eventually get something nicer. Because, it's needed. I mean, what?
I ain't say anything.
Whatever, dude. Let's get off this. Hey, this is going to go on and on. Yeah. You got something?
So, look, have y'all been playing any, what bands are y'all listening to right now? Have y'all got any, like, music that you're listening to that's kind of popular? That you're liking?
I had to listen to some Simple Minds lately.
Simple Minds.
Because the only reason I listen to bands is because I'm going to cover their song.
Mm.
So I've been listening to Simple Minds.
What's that new Last Night song? That new Last Night song.
What?
It's pretty popular. Everybody's been.
If it's new, I don't know anything about it. I'm old, dude.
You're gonna be hearing about this one. I'm gonna tell you, everybody's like asking about it. It's Last Night. We let the whiskey talk. I'm surprised y'all don't.
Is it a country band?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallen.
Oh yeah. No, she plays it in the car about. It's probably the first song we listen to every time we go.
Everybody's covering that song too, so I'd go ahead and get the jump on that one.
Yeah.
See, I'm too old for that.
Hey, so you play in a cover band, don't you?
Yeah.
Playing.
How many cover bands you play in, Brian?
I'm playing 2 different cover bands right now. So, Common Child, 95.
95. So you play in a 90s cover band.
So 95 was originally a 90s cover band, but we've established our name, and we have evolved into playing some 80s, some 90s, and I don't know.
There's a couple of 2000s.
Hey, why don't we get those guys to come to the podcast? Get them to come play.
We might, I just don't want to be biased. So my problem is I don't want to be biased. I love my bandmates, but I can't. All these people that I know, I can't say, well, my band's going to be first, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, you're biased.
Maybe we should make people vote.
I'm all the bands we can get.
We could do like you did. Didn't you do a song contest?
And just have it voted out and voted out. Yeah, for sure.
And we thought about making
and then the winner
all original
gets to be interviewed and do have a.
We really thought about doing an all original thing, and
we should collab on that. We should do a collab on that.
Yeah.
With the original music stuff, because I think that would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people. Everybody wants to get their music heard. They don't, because that's kind of a thing. Everybody can create the music, but getting it heard, people hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you judge a song, you let people listen to it. Let people kind of like say, "Hey, I like this song," out of that group.
Right.
It's pretty cool, you know.
Well, I mean that's what this is going to be. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on the World Wide Web, what they call, you know. I don't know what they actually call it nowadays, but back in my day we called it the World Wide Web.
Bro, this is like some stuff. I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
Are you
feeling it?
I'm feeling it.
Yeah,
It's good stuff, is what it is.
Yeah. I feel the drink I had too.
But
I'm feeling it.
but anyways, what's this copycat stuff? What's happening with copycat and stuff?
All right. So my buddy here is so good at what he does. He has some people across the ocean, across the lake, across over
China.
there, copycatting him right down to his little badge on his drums.
Completely. And even putting Guns N' Roses logo on the backside of it.
Really?
What the?
That is crazy. It is crazy. I
Hey,
can't believe
I
it.
mean that's owed to you, buddy.
Have you met anyone that has one or seen one?
No, they got like overseas. Well, typically a lot of times it's known that musical American instruments are very valuable.
Right.
Over in China. Big time. Like American-made music instruments that are made here in the U.S.
Yeah.
Way valuable, more valuable over there.
Yeah.
Big time. So they have these little drum shows and stuff, and they literally just had a shell pack printed out and got some badges and logos, because we kind of use a lot of the same too, but our quality, and there's no possible way that drum kit costs $600 is what that dude said. I was just like, there's no way you can make an Outlaw drum kit for $600 when the hardware costs 3 times that much. There's no way.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
not a whole complete set.
I mean,
no, a whole
hold on.
set.
First of all, when you tell me a drum set costs $600, I want to ask you if you're playing a child set, because like $600 doesn't get you nothing when it comes to, like, if you especially drums. Drums, they're pricey.
Yeah.
A set of cymbals cost you $300 to $400.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, you gotta feel honored, but in a way, you feel raped.
Yeah, I do feel honored, but I do, like you said, I do feel kind of like, dang. You know, somebody's gonna get an Outlaw drum set that's not gonna be exclusive, and it's gonna be a copycat.
Just so everybody knows, can we tell them the secret to Outlaw drums?
Sure.
They are signed by Micheal Outlaw on the inside of the head, on the inside of the shell. Every one of them has his signature on it.
Yeah.
So if you want to know if they're authentic,
and if
just
you want
look
to
at the signature
authenticate
of
it, they are definitely signed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
that one's dark wood. So you can't see
that one's dark wood.
But it's
I ain't signed it, but before it goes out, it will be signed and dated.
but believe me, you know, there's one way to authenticate it, and that's by the signature.
Yep.
So
for sure.
I wanted to add too, though. We build furniture for Southern Heritage Woodworks, and we've come up with some cool furniture, different coffee tables and things like that. And we have actually walked into, like Big Lots, and found a copycat version of our coffee tables.
Really?
Yeah. And I mean, I'm talking about made out of cardboard, you know, stuff, and like a third of the price of what we would sell it for.
Yeah.
You know?
No, like,
and it's just crap, you know. But and it's crazy what China will do. China will find something. And they would be like, "Oh, Americans make this.
Yep.
We make it mucho cheaper, or whatever." I'm talking Spanish. We'll make it cheaper, but
I mean, yeah, no, and it's crazy and it's taken away a lot from America, because like if you you look at this drum, and I look at one of the copycats. I guarantee you, I could pick it out by just looking at it.
Oh yeah.
The quality level of them is completely different.
If you put them side by side, it would be unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no match because that's made in a factory that is mass produced.
Yep.
Like anything to me that's mass produced has almost no quality to it. You know, depending on
you can guarantee
what it is.
that the drums for $600 has a vinyl cover over it.
Oh yeah,
of
like
picture.
that one over there is probably that's all wood over there.
Oh no, everything here is actually wood.
Like what you're seeing is the natural colors of it, right?
Yep.
And like I guarantee it would be a vinyl wrap like you get for your phone.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so.
Yeah, this one right here came out of a house right downtown Sylvester, right here, right down the road, out of a house that was 75 years old.
Yeah,
it was in the house for 75 years.
So that wood
tell me that wood ain't dry. Because here's the thing, people don't realize this, but when wood has time to dry out, that's why old guitars has a sound about it. It was like, whoa. When you strum it and you hit it, it's because that wood has had so much time for all the moisture to get pulled out of that wood, and it just sings. It
also, I like to point out though, like those are like they're cut in pieces and then put together. It's not what's the sweating wood or whatever it is.
It ain't laminate. It ain't plies.
Yeah,
it's not ply.
Yeah. It's not no ply. It's one ply. That's it. There's no like layering and there's none of that. It's
because a lot of times they'll put drums together. They'll just like laminate thin pieces of wood together into a circle, and then they'll put it into a mold and a press, and they'll pop it out. And they'll cut the edges on it, and boom, they got it going. Yeah. You know, but these are actually milled round. They're not done like that. They're actually done very when it looks. You seen the drum like with Brill Brown? We built that one together. Remember that? Purple that curly heart pine one we did. Yeah. It was milled. It was when we milled it round. We milled it round. It just I feel like it relaxes better a little bit.
Yeah, no, there's no stress of it coming undone in a sense.
And just you hear that wood tone when you hit the top of it. You can hear it sing a little bit more because it don't have all the restrictions of glue, veneer. It's just
Yeah,
and it lets the sound just carry through it. There's a lot of things are going on. They do sound different.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying it sounds better or worse than any other type of drum. Typically, 13-inch drums do have more of a unique sound just because it's smaller in size and it's kind of gets out of the way for like fit work and all that kind of stuff too. So,
so I'll put you on the spot then. So, the placement of the heads and the type of heads that you put on a drum have mostly to do with the sound of each drum, huh?
It has a lot to do with it. The heads do. The heads have a lot to do with it. The edges have a really lot to do with it.
Edges?
And how it's set up. See, a lot of times people don't realize when they buy like a really expensive guitar and stuff like that, you're paying for their quality, but at the same time, you're paying for the setup of it, where the intonation is. Somebody's had to play that thing and set it up so where it ain't squeaking, and it's the same thing kind of goes to like on this. The setup is a big part of it. So you can have the best wood drum in the world, but not have the don't know how to set it up, and it sounds
the edges ain't cut correctly.
So there's a lot of fine tuning.
A lot of fine tuning.
Snare beds ain't right, you know.
Yeah.
Which is a big thing on
snare beds. Yeah, because if that snare bed is not shaped properly, that head is not going to be that wire is not going to seat up there, and it's always going to have a little bit of a rattle that sometimes is hard to get out, no matter how. That's a lot of times what happens. I've even seen because especially with trick throw off, because they're so strong and rigid that when you pull that lever across, I've even seen drums break just because they're trying to get that snare wire so tight. Because that's a lever. Yeah. When you turn that up and down, it pulls it. It pulls it tight. And anytime you're having to pull something tight.
A snare is consistent of a lot of strands of wire.
On that one area.
And when you crank down on that thing, them strands pull and collapse that drum in, you know. Or tighten up the snare. Hopefully the drum is stout enough to take that.
Yeah, and that's where, honestly, I think that's where that one ply comes in play a lot.
Yeah.
Because something like you said, glue, laminate, those bonds are going to start breaking at a certain tension.
That will actually start warping after a while.
But that one ply right there,
yeah,
it's stout.
it's definitely stout, and I like keeping the drums in a relatively nice climate controlled area for playing, especially if you got people that are set up to play and keep it, because that's the worst thing you can do for a drum is take the drum heads of it off and have it into a room where it's just like where it could having those drum heads and everything kind of clamped on it kind of holds everything tight, just like a guitar. You don't want to take the strings off a guitar and leave it in the room.
No,
that'd be the worst thing to do with it, isn't it?
You want to leave them strings on it and halfway in tune.
Has a tension on it.
Have that tension on the neck, because if you let that neck sit there unattended to and no strings on it, it's just going to start stretching and stretching and stretching, And by the time you put strings back on it, it'll never go back.
Yeah.
It'd take years for it to get back to where it was at one time. So you don't do that.
You don't do it. And there's a lot of physics on this right here, but the biggest thing about making a drum sound good is you don't have to spend a whole lot of money, and you don't have to have a new drum to make it sound good. A lot of times, good drum heads, the proper type of drum heads, kind of classified on what type of music that you're playing. If you're gonna go with jazz, rock, what kind of snare sound are you after, and getting the right heads, and just down that. Typically, I don't, snare wires is kind of one of them deals with me with snare wires. I'm not a big finder of snare wires to be that beneficial. A lot of people spend a lot of money on wires, and I love and I respect that part of it too. But me personally, I like it just a 16 or a 20 strand, nothing fancy wires on the bottom. You don't have to go fancy with that. I don't, because all you wanting. And I was talking to Todd Zuckerman and one time, and he told me when I was doing a snare drum for him, he likes the sound of those cheaper wires on the bottom of the snares. They give it a little bit more of a trashy sound, but at the same time they kind of leave it when you get a little bit of a buzz, get that attack of that buzz, and it just kind of goes away, And if your snare beds are cut and it pulls it inside of it, they're going to evaporate anyhow. The sound.
Yeah. Well, hell
Sorry. I was a little long-winded on that. I'm really passionate about that. I am.
You know what? This is the second episode that Micheal Outlaw's been on.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all go back, you can catch his first episode.
Episode 3.
Episode 3. And he is almost a pioneer of our podcast.
Yeah. He gave me a lot of knowledge in the beginning.
Yeah. So
still use programs that he told me about.
Yeah.
And he came over here throwing more in my face that I'm going to probably jump into. So thank you, Mike.
Yes. I love finding the easier ways to make our life a little bit easier, because we got a lot of work to do here. People don't realize how much effort it takes to run a podcast show, to do all this
takes
stuff.
A lot.
The editing, the unpaid work.
And hopefully you have two people that can get along to do a podcast.
No, we get along okay.
Y'all ever fight? Have y'all ever get in arguments and fighting? Like, once somebody just walks off, so you know what? I'm done with this. Ever done
Not on air.
Not on air.
Off air, yeah.
Off the air, it happens all the time. Fuck you, you bastard.
I'm still his favorite son. Don't worry.
I love you, son.
I love you too, Pops.
All right, and I love you too, Mike.
Yeah, bro, Brian, you're amazing, man. We go way back, bro.
This show's been awesome.
Yes.
And I think we might bring you back pretty soon.
Yeah, man.
Pretty quick,
Y'all cool
and
guys, man.
Also, too, you guys check out outlawdrums.com. Mike has his own podcast.
Yep.
This
episode's gonna be on there,
and he's gonna put this episode right up on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, it's been fun.
Yeah. You guys take care.
Yes, thank you so much.